on the program because we got people that share the show, like Anthony, on a regular basis. Anthony rolls in. Maybe he stays for 2 hours. Maybe he stays for 2 minutes, but he shares the show. And Anthony, we've asked you time and time again to stop sharing the program, but you continue to do that. And this place is going to get crowded if you keep that up, Anthony. Okay? What are we going to do when we have 1 million people sharing the show, Anthony? I'm not going to have time to talk. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate it. Also, penalizing today, Nick. You know what my dad used to say to me? He'd say, "You're hard-headed, Nick." That's what my dad used to say to me. And he would also tell me, this is the great one. Like I knew I was getting in trouble when my dad said, "Well, you're getting a little too big for your britches." Whoa. I pull that card every once in a while on my kids. That's a good one. That's a classic. But we were talking about North Carolina earlier in the show. And, I don't talk a lot of wrestling on the program. And that's how you got to say it if you're from the South. Wrestling with a R-A-S-T, wrestle. But I was so happy. And I don't watch a lot of AEW. I don't even watch a lot of WWE. But I've got to say, and I know there's Ring of Honor out there, and there's been TNA in the past, but I got to tell you, it felt good this weekend to see some of the highlights of AEW and CM Punk coming out in that arena. You know what it was reminiscent of? It reminded me so much of Chris Jericho's, I guess, the moment that he was presented to the WWE audience with The Rock in the ring, in that countdown that they had, to Y2J or whatever they called it. And I don't know that it's a turning point that's going to push AEW past WWE because WWE is such a monster brand. But at least there's competition. And look, you might not be a big wrestling fan, but I can tell you, competition is healthy. Competition makes everybody better. And to have at least something that can go up against the WWE is huge. And, there is a tie back to the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you don't know this, their owner, Shahid Khan, I believe it's his son that is actually the owner of AEW Wrestling, and Tony Khan. And the good thing about that, in my opinion, is the fact that Shahid Khan is worth like $7.8 billion. And Vince McMahon's net worth is $1.9 billion. So we not only do you have a competitive brand, but you've got a bigger business person. And I don't know what Tony Khan's net worth is, to be honest with you, by comparison to his father. But I got to imagine when your dad's got $7.8 billion. So Tony Khan has an estimated worth of about $1 billion. So not as much as Vince McMahon, but when your dad's got 7.8, you're good. And you already got $1 billion, you're good. So just to have some competition out there, and I don't know how many of you tuned in and watched it, but it was a nice moment, I thought, at least. 803-450-0086. Again, text line, be a part of the show. Appreciate Nick for sharing the show and everybody else who comes through and hangs out with us throughout the day. Let's see what we've got. Alan says The Mask. He says, it's the world we live in now. At least we've got the best sport in the world going to happen, college football. Go Tigers. That's a good point, Alan. And I think to Qualk's point about venues and how many people are going to be there, I don't know that at this point any of that's going to change. What I could see changing is requirements in football stadiums of wearing masks unless you're eating or drinking, sort of like what we see on airline flights. I mean, I could see that changing maybe if we don't start to see some sort of drop off in the numbers with this COVID-19 Delta variant. But I think that at this point, in a lot of respects, I think we are going to continue to see mask at places. And Alan, you're probably all over it. We need to carry one in your pocket, like William Qualkenbush said, just in case. But you have every right to go somewhere else too. If a place says you have to wear a mask to go in, you have every right to go somewhere else. The problem is if the place that says you have to have a mask on to go in is the Clemson Georgia game, there really is nowhere else to go. like you can't go. You can go watch it at a bar, but I don't know anybody that's paid the price of those tickets to go watch it at a bar. So again, 803-450-0086, 803-450-0086. Alan says, Swanny, drop a tiger paw in the background behind you, and bingo, looks better than the old studio with the ceiling fan and door. Yeah, well, that is true. That is true, Alan. But we appreciate you, man. That's the first time I think I've heard from Alan on the show. So, all right, the new studio is working, and we are working on some new things for the backdrop. So we'll get all that up and for you, or up for you here in the coming weeks. Again, 803-450-0086. Linda's also going to head into the penalty box as we roll along here in hour number 2 of the show that shakes the Southland. Lots of interesting audio earlier from Brent Venables. If you had any big takeaways from that over on the iHeartRadio app, let us know. And again, your Clemson Tigers not on the practice fields today. They get back out on the field tomorrow and Thursday before beginning their game week prep for the Georgia Bulldogs. Again, over in Athens, there were conversations a week ago about how banged up the Dogs were. I said, look, are there mounting issues with Georgia? We've got a quick update for you coming up right around the bend from Athens as Kirby Smart has spoken about his Dogs ahead of their matchup with your Tigers. We'll get to that